Hello, all sentient beings, and welcome to the TransMissions podcast, where we talk about Hasbro, Takara, and third party. On this episode, we talk about the Megatron HISS Tank G.I. Joe collaborative figure, and then we reveal the best of Transformers toys of 2021 as voted on by you. Today is Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022, and this is episode 475 of TransMissions.
Welcome to TransMissions, the podcast that gets results. Eventually. After our audience provides them to us. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent TransMissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hello there.
Scott, the illustrious Dr. Pants.
Hello, everyone.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
How you doing? Let's talk Transformers.
And as always, we start the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to support the show. We really appreciate it. It helps us keep everything going, keep the lights on, and keep bringing you awesome podcasts every week. So if you'd like to become a Donatreon, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. That's where you can sign up and help us out. And just for all you fans of live play RPG podcasts, we've got our own Transformers live play RPG podcast called Empire of Rust. And this week, episode 70, The Wild Strikes Back Again, will be out. It just came out on February 28th. So as you see this or listen to this, should already be available in your podcast feed. If not, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/rust. That's where you can find all the episodes of Empire of Rust, the first and only Transformers live play RPG podcast. So enjoy the awesome adventures this week. And we've got lots of exciting stuff going on this week. So we're doing a special all video podcast because we are doing our survey results, best of 2021 survey results. But that means we are going to push back. we are going to push back our Toy Hacks drawing, our monthly Toy Hacks drawing to next week. So you've still got a chance to enter.
Boo.
If you have not.
I was not consulted on this.
Charles doesn't have to.
No,
Well, I wasn't consulted on you opening a soda can at every time we do a video intro.
You know how much that costs for that prop every time? I don't even drink this shit anymore. Just dump it. Waste.
Seems a waste.
I don't know, like $1 a week.
Oh, no.
Waste.
Prices have gone up lately.
So if you haven't entered for the month of February into our Toy Hacks contest, you still have a chance. You can do that by also becoming a Donatreon. That gets you automatically entered every month. Every month you're a Donatreon, you automatically get entered. But if you don't want to become a Donatreon, that's fine. Just send an email to contest@transmissionspodcast.com with a picture of a Transformer you'd like to get some stickers for. So two easy ways to enter. So you've got until next Sunday, March 6th, I believe. Yes. That's when we're going to do the drawing for the February Toy Hacks. So Sunday, March 6th. Send us your entries, become a Donatreon, or send an email for your entries. All right, let's jump in. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Of course, we are going to do a little bit of toy news just to start off. There was a big reveal this week, right, Daryl?
Oh, I'm taking this. Okay, good. Okay. Another thing that I was not consulted on. Okay, great. Yes, the one thing that was really kind of took everyone's their interest this week was the fact that they released images and was it a Fan First Tuesday? I don't know what they were calling it. It wasn't
the G.I. Joe.
It was the G.I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real American Hero for you.
It was on Thursday, and we talked about it last week because we knew it was coming. We speculated about it, and we didn't know what the figure was, and we found out.
Yeah, so we were half right. So we kind of knew what was kind of happening, but yeah, so they finally did reveal it was the G.I. Joe Transformers Collaborative Megatron HISS tank and Baroness. So they revealed pictures of this thing, and it's a collaborative figure in the same line as all the rest of them. So we're getting a Megatron figure that's going to transform into a HISS tank, and you're getting a I believe it is classed as the old school O-ring GI Joe figures, a Baroness. So it's not a transforming figure; it's just an old school, O-ring 3 3/4 inch Baroness that will be able to be seated in the HISS tank, which is kind of cool. But so they showed off the box. It's $89.99, which is the price we kind of had last week, and they showed this off, and then we got pictures of the box. We got pictures of it in robot mode and in alt mode, and all kinds of pictures. So I'm not going to belay the topic too much here. I'm going to jump it right into the discussion on it here. It's sold out on Hasbro Pulse right now. I'm sure that's going to come available in a bunch of other secondary markets all over the place. But so keep your eye out looking for it if you've missed out on the on this thing originally. But I
think it's not exclusive to Pulse. I think it's going to be like Amazon.
Well, these things they do end up other places. If this is true collaborative, all the other ones have all ended up other places as well. I know in Canada they end up everywhere. So so I'm going to start by jumping right in this, and I'm going to go to Dr. Pants. What are your initial thoughts on this thing?
I don't like it.
Okay.
It just looks like Megatron wearing a HISS tank. Like it doesn't look like they tried to integrate Megatron into it at all. Like they just put the HISS tank parts on him. It looks kind of hollow, and like the fusion cannon's hollow, like on the bottom.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm not thrilled with this. I'm also not a big G.I. Joe fan. I think they could have done a better job of like making this a collaborative figure. Also, I'm a little weirded out that like this is the big collaborative figure, but this is not an original character like most of the other ones have been.
Right.
So I'm good. I'm good. Doesn't wow me.
Okay. So that last point you made was a point that I kind of jumped on when this thing kind of showed up on Thursday, Friday. Just because I'm a big proponent of these collaborative figures. I like them quite a bit, to the point where I can afford them. I haven't picked up Expanse, and I didn't get the J Balvin one, just because shipping was a nightmare on that one. And plus I really just didn't like the look of it. Soundwave. So whatever. But the appeal of these things for me has been the original character aspect of them. And Megatron is not an original character for these, collaborative projects. And, so I took to Twitter and it ended up getting in a fairly, I wouldn't say, verbal assaulting, fight, but me and Ant from TFU.info got back and forth about it. And, he had pointed out that the Ghostbusters one did come out with an Optimus Prime. Now, I did not kind of go back in that, but I wanted to make mention that these things, the Optimus Prime is very exclusive, and things work a little differently in the States with exclusives and stuff like that. There's a lot more ordering online for you guys than there is here. And the fact that I'll be able to walk into a store like formerly EB Games, now GameStop, or perhaps Toys R Us, and find this thing on the shelf is something that I don't think you guys have access to there. It's just you order it on Pulse or you get it on Amazon, and that's just the way it is. Maybe Target, whoever ends up with this thing.
They'll show up in GameStop.
Yeah, because I've seen Ectotron, and I bought Expanse from a GameStop, but
okay, good.
And in terms of the Optimus Prime, like, yeah, that was a collaborative figure, but that wasn't the Ghostbusters collaborative figure. It was the Ectotron. That's the one everybody knew about.
Right. And that's kind of our Twitter discussion had gone past where I wanted to kind of continue it. But the Optimus Prime one was the second figure released in the Ghostbusters line, right?
Right.
It was kind of more in line to support the comic. And it did. It was a great figure. I have it. It's up above me here. It's a great figure, but the Ectotron was the star of that, and it came out first. Whereas this is G.I. Joe, it's their first figure, and they went with Megatron. They should have been able to come up with something, different first. So I agree with you there. And I'll go back to a point that I made last week where G.I. Joe and Transformers have been linked since the beginning. And this is just kind of really, this is, an underarm, toss and giggle ball to them for Hasbro to be able to just crank this one out of the park. And I really think that, I agree with you that they kind of whiffed on this one, right? So, they should have been able to do a lot with this. And I'm going to kind of stop here, but because I'm just going to keep going on about how much I'm not a big fan of this. Because again, I'm not a big G.I. Joe guy either. But I'm going to go to Jeremy because I want to hear what he has to say. Because I know Jeremy loves G.I. Joe.
I'm probably a bigger fan than the two of you, but I'm still not a huge fan. I mean, doesn't have really even a fraction of my collection. But I agree with the way that this looks in robot mode. The light colors of Megatron and the blacks of the HISS tank, it just doesn't mesh well at all. It does look like he's wearing a HISS. Mm-hmm. There's other stuff that they could have done. We don't necessarily need to have a light gray Megatron. Just make him like darker gray or black that matches the HISS tank. I mean, he has a recognizable head shape. We'll know it's Megatron. And I think that would have looked a lot better. But I also agree with you guys about they could have done something different. I mean, you have the Top Gun jet you did. You could have used that as a basis and make a Sky Striker, with an original character and have that come out either at the same time or come out before this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would be like the Ghostbuster situation where you have your original character and then you have an existing character. I do appreciate though that this is in scale with the 3 3/4 inch figures. So it is, They didn't want to give it an actual classification, but they said it was up there with Commander class. It's a big figure so that Baroness can, sit in there and perfectly in scale. So it won't fit in scale with anything else on your shelf. So there is that too. The HISS tank looks great. That side of things, it looks, exactly like a HISS tank should. And it seems like all the compromises were on the robot mode side. Like looking at the HISS tank, you can really just see a little bit of the light gray on the undercarriage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. And it does feel like he's just wearing a shell of a HISS tank. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, Charles, you got to be the one to save this thing. Cause I mean, we've got 4 opinions on this show and 3 of them are kind of, meh to, where are you on this?
I don't think I'm going to come to the rescue here, Daryl. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much in agreement. From the fact that it kind of looks like a shell former, that wasn't appealing to me. And I mean, I actually don't have a problem with it being an existing character. I think that's fine. I mean, I think Transformers versus G.I. Joe has always, in the, it's been primarily a comic crossover thing. So it's usually always dealt with existing characters and showing them mashing up. I mean, and I think there was only one series. I think it was the Devil's Due series where they actually had the Transformers being kind of reformatted into GI Joe, or I guess Cobra vehicles, because they were like dug up by Cobra in that series. Which I think that's a neat idea, but yeah, this execution is not great here. I mean, Megatron's, just like as Dr. Pan said, it looks like Megatron's wearing a HISS tank suit, and it's not really nicely integrated into the into the vehicle mode. So yeah, I mean, it's for me, it's a pass for me. I mean, I hope folks who are excited about it are able to get it. I mean, it did sell out, so I guess enough people like it and are interested in getting it. I also think the price point's a little bit high. I mean, if it is the size of a Commander class figure, but then if like parts are hollow,
you're also getting the Baroness figure.
I guess.
I think the price is reasonable for what you're getting and the way things are priced right now.
The Baroness comes packed on her own as well, right? No, like on a card.
She's on a card in the box.
Right. But it is a single packed Baroness on her own, right?
Right. Like the Baroness you see here.
Yeah.
I think is just drawing inside. They showed the packaging.
Right.
She's like layered in there, so the card is very protected in the box. So you don't have to worry about it getting bent.
I did see the slides from the video and whatnot. The packaging is gorgeous. It really is.
Yeah.
The fact that it kind of slides open to reveal the box that way, brilliant. It's really quite nice looking. I'll give them the credit where it's due. I really do like that a lot. And when I was a kid, like, I wanted all of my other toys to be able to fit in with all of my other toys. Like, the fact that the 3 3/4 inch GI Joe figure fits in with this, that's the meld of the two worlds would be exactly what I would have wanted as a kid, right?
When I was a kid, that's, I had the metal
fantastic.
Voltron that was not in scale with the characters, and then you got the plastic one that was, and it was just so junky.
Yeah.
At least this one looks, really good.
That old Panache Place one was is kind of crappy looking, but it fit. They all fit. So yeah. So I'll give them the credit where it's due. Like, they've done some really good work here. And everything kind of fits together on the design aspect. They've got some really good ideas here. I just think the execution fell short. And personally, I would have liked to have seen them make up a character, make somebody new. Who cares? It doesn't need to be Megatron.
Have the Battle Android Troopers. You can do something with those. I mean, at least they didn't do the Serpent OR.
Oh, right.
That was terrible.
Oh God. I saw it went around on Twitter a lot. Somebody just took this and they painted Megatron black to match the HISS tank, and like that went leaps and bounds to making it look better.
Yeah, I mean, we had a black Megatron with the stealth bomber, alt mode, and it looks fine.
But it's I keep going back to this because it makes me think of the Mega Drive Megatron.
Yeah.
Which not a great crossover figure, but it's mostly black, and it's Megatron, and also it's got Genesis or Mega Drive pieces all over it. They could have done that with the HISS tank, put pieces all over it, but if it's got the head sculpt and it's got a gun on the arm, it's Megatron.
Exactly.
I just
invert the colors. He has the black waist piece here. Make that light gray and make the rest of them darker.
Yep.
Surprisingly, those two design aspects were completely missed in the live action movie version of Megatron.
Or what, the head sculpt and the fusion cannon?
Head sculpt and fusion cannon.
He got a fusion cannon in last night.
Last night?
Yeah, was that the one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it only took him 5 movies, but he got one, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it for that one. I guess we'll just kind of wait and see how it goes. I saw the date on there. It's not due until next January, so
that's got to be a placeholder date. There's no way.
Yeah, it'll probably be more like November.
Still, it's a ways away. We're only in March now, so whatever. That's a long time to wait anyway. Perhaps they'll bring out a second figure for G.I. Joe. I mean, it's one of those ones where they own the license for it, right? They might as well just kind of keep pumping them out.
Yeah.
They could do a Joe Optimus Prime then to go with it after seeing how this does.
Yeah, they got that MP10 mold just kicking around, right?
Well, but you're going to want to have it in scale, so it's going to have to be blown up.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good scale. I mean, that's close. Anyway, I guess that's all we had for that. Unless anyone has anything else to say, we got to get into, the other stuff.
Yeah. So before we jump in, we've got lots of survey results that we're going to get to, but we also promised some prizes. So we're gonna do one prize right now before we get into the survey results, and we'll see who wins. So we got out of 237 survey results, we got 155 entries in the contest. So and some people tried to enter the contest but didn't put their email address. So sorry, if you don't follow directions, you don't get entered in.
That was a requirement.
Because if we can't contact you if you win, how are we supposed to get the prize to you? Also, people tried to put to enter twice. Sorry, that's not going to happen either.
Did both of the entries come out or just one?
I let them have one entry in. I didn't throw them completely out.
So nice. I'd have burned their house down.
Daryl does not speak.
All right. So the
difference between good and evil.
Since we're video,
all right,
have where people can see the
oh, you're gonna hold it right there,
just as further proof that we're using that for the random numbers.
Yeah. Do you have the prize right there, Charles? Right. So you can open it for them and then just show them right there.
Oh yeah, I do actually. I forgot about that. Yes, here it is. We're giving away the first thing we're giving away is Generation Selects G2 Megatron. So there you can see
of Megatron.
It's right there.
Right on.
So yeah, so this is a tank Megatron, but not a HISS tank Megatron. So it's green and purple. It's completely sealed, unopened. Yeah, it is a good figure. So it's the War for Cybertron Earthrise Megatron mold done up in G2 Megatron colors. So and unopened. So I can't show you the figure because it's unopened, but trust me, it's in here.
I got one back here too. It's yeah, whatever. we all got one.
Yeah, there somewhere.
All right, Jeremy, if your assistant could be ready, we'll draw a winner. So random number between 1 and 155.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 155.
Here's a number between 1 and 155. It's 108.
Okay, 108, and that is Philo Go Dude. Or the Lego Dude. Sorry, the Lego Dude. Congratulations, Lego Dude.
Trying to make the name a little bit more exotic.
I love it.
The logo dude? The Lego dude.
Lego Dude, congratulations, Lego Dude. You have won a G2 Megatron. So we will be emailing you to get it out to you. Congrats.
I will be asking you about the correct pronunciation of your name.
They just put their email, so so that's part of their email address. Sorry, but they didn't put a name to identify themselves. So sorry, but I did. That's not their whole email address. So I'm not doxing anyone. So.
All right, cool.
Okay, well, I think it's time to get into the best Transformers toys of 2021 as decided by you, the listener.
Okay, I guess I'm going to take it from here. So we start off this survey every year by asking people if they collect Transformers toys. And a resounding people
they do.
Said they do. Yes.
100% of that pie chart. Oh, no, actually not 100%. There's
there's a very small percentage. 6% said no. So, that's okay. So there's a big chunk that said yes, both third party and Hasbro. So yeah, it's a big chunk. So that's good. Then we get into the actual toys. So we're going to start off here with the best War for Cybertron Kingdom Core class figure. And this one, I mean, it really was no contest. Taking 71.8%, almost 72% of the vote, Soundwave. He stole the show. I've got mine right here. He's fantastic. My core class Soundwave, just a great little figure. So very well deserved. Congratulations, Soundwave. On to the next category. We are going to do let's see here. Where am I? So many screens open right now. We're going to do the Voyager. This pie chart or this PDF you made me, Jeremy, does not have the results on here, just the winners.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Another window.
Yeah. Okay. So gotta match this. You skipped Deluxe.
I did. Oh,
yep.
Man.
All right. So that's okay.
Do
so
Deluxe. You want
we got best War for Cybertron Kingdom Deluxe figure. This one was a lot closer. This one was there was a 3 that kind of ran away with it here, and the winner with 47.3% was Huffer. Well done, Huffer. I wouldn't have guessed Huffer, but that's what everyone wanted. Now, coming in second with 45.5%, Warpath. And then bringing up third place was with 42%, Air Razor. So the top 3 right there, very close. Huffer, Warpath, and Air Razor. Fantastic. Those are all great figures. So very worthy of that.
I did do that one, and it got accidentally deleted. I remember making Huffer. That surprised me.
All right. And now we're on to, this is going to be a lot of work, Jeremy. So we're going to go to Kingdom Voyager. Best War for Cybertron Kingdom Voyager. And just not even a contest. Blew them all out of the water with 83.9% Cyclonus. It was just a runaway for this figure. Just a fantastic showing for Cyclonus. A great figure. I think everyone would agree. What a fantastic figure we got from Hasbro on that one. All right. Going into Leader, Commander, or Titan. This one's always a tough one because what are you going to do? You got one Titan class figure. You've got one commander class figure, but then you've got a really good selection of leader class figures that you want to put in here too. So you can't just say, okay, well, what's the best commander class? Well, we only got one. All right. So they all go in the same category because they're all big freaking robots. And what do we say, Dr. Pants?
I love big bots, and I cannot lie.
Exactly. So we put them all in one big category, and we got you to pick. So taking it this year with 52% of the vote, Commander Class Rodimus Prime. And that was a really good figure. A lot of toy involved in that one. So, yes, the price point was a little higher than normal, but a lot of play value with that one. And I think we would all agree it was a really good figure. The arc did come out, and a lot of people really liked that. And it finished fourth. So Galvatron actually came in second, and then Megatron, Beast Wars Megatron, came in third. So a lot of people may not have liked the arc as much as you might have liked it if you voted for it. But those made up characters are good. But those G1 Titans, they were king.
What were
all
you
right.
just saying about the G.I. Joe figure?
Exactly. All right, so we're going to jump back to Netflix and their deluxe figures. So we've got the best War for Cybertron Netflix deluxe figure, and this one was a lot closer. There was only 4 of them, so you had to basically pick one out of the 4. And this one won with Cheetor getting 77 votes, or 37% of the vote. It was split pretty evenly between Cheetor and Deep Cover, but Cheetor won it in the end. So that's pretty good for Cheetor. Moving on to the Voyager class. It is written deluxe class again here. It's okay. There were only
when you spend your day like just staring at PowerPoint all the time.
I get it.
Blends together.
So there were only 2 figures to vote for here in the Netflix Voyager series. You had Optimus Primal or the Sparkless Seeker, and Sparkless Seeker did a pretty well showing, but Optimus Primal, really. I mean, Optimus Primal was the figure that everyone kind of likes, and Sparkless Seeker's a new one, and it's just it was in the show and it kind of looks like trash, even though it's the Seeker, it's another Seeker, but Optimus Primal won it with 64.5%. So well done, Optimus Primal. And that does it for the Netflix stuff. So we're going to jump ahead to the Transformers Cyberverse. This is the Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures line. And just going to find all that. Okay, so make sure we're on the same page with the PDF. Roll and combine figures. So these are the new for 2021 figures. There were only 3, and winning with almost half of the vote, Bumblebee and Dinobot Swoop. So taking 49% of the vote was that one. Moving on to the Cyberverse Roll and Change. Only 2 figures in this category, and taking it with a commanding 83%, Optimus Prime. And when you generally don't know the figures that well, a lot of people will vote for the most popular character. So that's probably what happened here. Moving on to the Cyberverse Warrior class. And this category, Warrior category, used to be filled with really amazing figures, but with the end of Cyberverse and the way it's kind of gone, we are seeing an end to this line, and we only had 2 figures to vote for. We had Dinobot Snarl and Dead End, and taking it in the end with 68.5%, Dinobot Snarl. And Jeremy, you have this figure, right?
I do.
Yeah, you like it, right? It's good.
Actually, I don't have that
one. Oh,
I have Sludge and Slug. flag.
Okay, well there you go.
Snarl is the one I don't.
Well, get it. It's it won best figure, so there you go.
If you don't get it, you're spitting in the listeners' faces, Jeremy.
Yes. Moving on to Cyberverse Deluxe figures. Again, only 2 figures to pick from this time. And we only had Cheetor and Dinobot Slug. And Dinobot Slug took it with 70.5% of the vote. A really huge result for Dinobot Slug. So that's very good. Onto the Ultra class. Again, only 2 figures, Ramjet and Dinobot Sludge. And again, Dinobot Sludge taking it with over 70% of the vote. The Dinobots are reigning supreme here in the Cyberverse categories.
It's almost like they had like a whole, few episode arc just for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. And the last category in the Cyberverse line is the Ultimate figure. And again, only 2 figures available, Autobot, Hot Rod, and Volcanicus. And Volcanicus just annihilated Hot Rod in this one, 78.4%. It was not even a contest on this one. It was Volcanicus all the way. So well done there with all the Dinobot love in the Cyberverse. Obviously sending a message that the fandom wants more Dinobots. So good thing we're getting them in Studio Series. We'll see how they do once we get to the Studio Series line. Oh, look where we are.
Oh.
What a segue.
Anybody want to comment on any of these so far that I've gone to kind of rapid fired through?
I think the Cyberverse ones didn't really surprise me. Introducing Dinobots to a line aimed at younger kids is always going to be a good decision.
Mm-hmm.
Kids love dinosaurs, kids love robots. So,
and Transformers fans love Dinobots.
Yeah. I think the one that surprised me was the Huffer that earlier on. It's a great mold. And I didn't really appreciate how much it was loved by the fandom.
That didn't personally surprise me too much because it seemed like it was getting a lot of love online. Wasn't my personal pick. My pick was Warpath because I thought that was a more interesting figure. But I mean, what else was going to contend with it? Wasn't going to be Cheetor. Cheetor sucks.
It won the best Netflix one.
Between that and the 75th repaint of Sideswipe.
Hey, Deep Cover is a great color scheme.
Oh, no. I picked Deep Cover when I did the survey because I didn't want to pick Cheetor. But still.
Right on. Well, then let's get into the Studio Series stuff because Studio Series has really taken off in 2021, mainly for me because of the introduction of the Studio Series 86 line. And I really like the way that that's gone. So we're going to start off with the best Studio Series Deluxe figures. And this encompassed, I did put out a tweet before we, while we were putting this surveys together, asking people to tell me whether I should include the 86 stuff with the existing live action movie figures, because even though they're Studio Series, they're all in the same kind of line. It's animated stuff with live action figures. So you're got 2 different audiences pulling here. And I really wanted to know if I should still keep them in the same category, because I could have divided them. There was enough to have two categories for each section. And the results of that little quick survey came back as keep them together. It's the same line. They should fight it out and figure out which one is, deserves to be the best in the line. And so I did. And the results of that are very telling. So the the winner of the best deluxe figure of 2021 for the Studio Series line is Studio Series 8601 Jazz, taking 86% of the vote. I will tell you, not even close. Yeah. So the second place figure got 50% votes, and that was Gnaw. The third place figure got 44% of the vote, and that was Cup. And the fourth place figure with 36% of the vote was Blur. If that doesn't tell you where the fandom kind of lies right now, and maybe why G1 gets so much love, I don't know what to tell you. We'll continue on though, because we're not going to harp on it here. These are results, not opinions. This is facts, not Fox News.
Well, the facts are the aggregate people's opinions on these figures.
Right. And if you gather enough opinions, it will create a fact.
We'll take that offline. I'm not sure that's right. Not sure that's how
the will of the people,
work.
Charles. The will of the people.
I don't think this is how the scientific method works.
No.
I need like a video overlay with the bars and like a please wait.
All right, we're going to go into the best Studio Series Voyager figure. I think this one was decided before we even made a survey. But the winner with this one, with 82.5% of the vote, this was Hot Rod. Studio Series 86 movie Hot Rod took an insane lead and just never let it go. Second place was Retgar. And just for shits and giggles, third place with only 22% or 23%, 22.9, Scourge. So there you go.
Maybe we should have broke the other movie Studio Series figures.
I'm telling you,
to a separate category.
I'm telling you, it's insane.
Yeah.
The Bumblebee movie Starscream and the Blitzwing needed some love. They needed love.
They're good figures, right? But when you include them with, G1 86 movie stuff, it's no contest.
Well, that depends on who you ask. This aggregate group, obviously, but
I mean, we put this survey to everywhere. So if the people didn't want to take it, that's their just decision. But it's that was just the way the results came in, right? Anyway, we're going to move on to Best Studio Series Figure Leader class. And there were only 3 figures to pick from. There was number 73, Grindor and Ravage, 8606, Grimlock and Wheelie, and 8607, Dinobot, Slug, and Daniel. And this one, with 74.6% of the vote, was Grimlock and Wheelie. So it's a good figure, and yeah, I mean, even Slug and Daniel got only 18% of the vote. This one you could only pick one figure. So previous ones you could pick 2, you could pick 3. This one you had to decide one figure, which one was the best that you thought. So those ones are harder to choose, and a lot of people it was Grimlock. So
and Wheelie wasn't so bad that it didn't bring him.
Yeah.
Grimlock despite Wheelie.
Yeah,
that's right. All right, so moving into the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. This, for me, as the person who kind of compiled the list of figures this year, Bumblebee or Buzzworthy Bumblebee line was a very difficult category to kind of suss out. What was in the line? What wasn't in the line? Was that an exclusive? Did this need to be, it was a mess. So
is it Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series? Where does that go?
Yeah. So anything that I could find that had a moniker Buzzworthy Bumblebee just kind of went in here. and I didn't try to assign a exclusivity to any of it because some of them are exclusive to stores and some of them aren't. So yeah. The best Buzzworthy Bumblebee figure for 2021 was the Origin Bumblebee, and that got almost 80% of the vote. So there you go. A very cool figure. A one that I don't have. That's the one that kind of transforms into the kind of space hover car mode from the first episode of Transformers G1. So yeah,
I'm still smarting over paying like $40 for this figure at TFCon Baltimore, and now they're still on my shelves at my local Target. Like I'm swimming in these Bumblebees at my local Target.
They'll be there as a reminder to you. Yeah.
It's the price you pay for getting a newish figure at a convention.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it wasn't coming back to stores. It was there. It was like, I think Dr. Pan said it was at his store. It never showed up at my Target. Then the week after I came back from Baltimore, it was there and never left.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, they're still here on our shelves, but they're still full price. So
it's still cheaper than what I paid for it.
Probably. Moving on, we got one of the more fun categories. This one was a really easy one. Best Beast Wars reissue figure. Now, this one could have been thrown into the exclusives, but once you looked at how many figures were in the exclusives, this one was an easy one to pull out of there. So this one only had four figures in it to pick from. You had Beast Wars Megatron, Optimus Primal, Cheetor, or Rat Trap. Which one did you like? Pick one. And taking it with a slim margin of only 43.7% over the 42.6% that came in second, this was Optimus Primal.
Yes.
Very slim margin. A very slim margin. Literally 2 votes separated first and second. So, yeah, very cool. Very cool. Congratulations to Optimus Primal, the reissue. If I had voted, I would have voted for Megatron. Moving on.
Out that vote.
Moving on, we've got the Robot Enhanced Design, aka the Red Design, RED. These are the non-transforming action figures from the Transformers line that are essentially just like Marvel 6-inch figures. Yeah, they're essentially that same line. So we have the winner of this got 51.9% of the vote, beating second place by only 3 votes. This was the reformatting Megatron from Transformers the movie. This one, I would have deleted this one myself because the reformatting comes in the wrong way, and it doesn't work for me. But people like it, so that's cool. It came in first place over RC from Transformers Prime by 3 votes. So very cool. A very, very good second place showing for RC. I'm very happy to see that.
Just imagine you're watching Transformers the movie in a mirror, and then it's fine.
But then his fusion cannon and barrel would be on the other side.
Oh, you're right.
You're watching it on a ripped YouTube version where they just reverse everything to avoid the content ID.
There you go.
All right. So we are going to jump into one of my favorite categories, and that's the best Hasbro Takara masterpiece figure. And this is one that I always like to see which people vote for because it helps determine which figure I should probably chase every year because masterpiece is a minefield right now, and I want to know which is the best one to get. And usually by the time we do this survey, they're everywhere sold out. So I probably should do it earlier. But winning this category with almost 48 or 49%, 48.5% is MP53 Skids. This was a very cool figure, and it still remains to be found by me. So hopefully I can find one So very good for Masterpiece Skids. Second place for this was MP52 Starscream. Yes, Starscream was beaten by Skids. You heard it right. And then
don't tell DJ Ronan.
And then in third place, we had almost a two-way tie for third place, but MPM 12 Optimus Prime came in third. So there you go. Very good job. All right, moving on to the best collaborative figure. This one is a new one this year. We didn't have it last year, but figured, what the hell? There was a bunch of collaborative figures that came out this year. Let's do a category for it. And winning this year, I'll go over who was in it. There was only 4 to pick from. You had to pick one. You could pick Ultimate Expanse. You could pick Tyrannicon Rex and Autobot JP93. You could pick the J Balvintron. Yeah, that's the
yellow sound
the yellow sound wave. Or you could pick Draculus. And those are all very, very worthy figures to vote for. So the one that won, though, with 52.5%, Tyrannicon Rex and Autobot JP93. Very well done figure by the collaborative line there. Great box. I like it looking at it in its box. It just looks great. All right.
Anytime you get a figure that has a little hat.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Moving on to the best Flame Toys model kit. And this one, again, was only 4 figures to choose from. You had the Action Optimus Primal. You had the Rodimus IDW version. You had Bug Bite, or you had Shattered Glass Drift. And this one was, again, taken by a figure that got 54.4%. Almost over half of the vote were by this guy. And it is Rodimus, the IDW version, taking it there. Well done for Rodimus. Figure that I don't have, but I've seen people putting it together, and it's done. It looks very good in person. So it might be worth a buy if I can find it. All right. Moving on to the big question. This is one for the main line that this one took a lot of work to kind of figure out. This one here is the best mainline exclusive figure of 2021. First of all, figuring out all the mainline exclusives and where they came from, that was a mess. So I'm going to pat myself on the back for figuring that one out. That's a lot of work. I had a lot of help. I asked some people to kind of check my work and figure out if I had missed any. So I appreciate all the help that I got on this one. But the winner of this is a figure that you may have picked up at Hasbro Pulse or at GameStop, and this figure got 45.5% of the vote, and this is Covert Agent Ravage, Decepticons Forever Ravage, and it is a very cool looking figure. Yes, very neat, and great work by the team at Hasbro for putting this one together. I've seen it in some of the GameStops around here. Still kicking around a bit, but it's a very neat looking package, and picking it up and you just get something nice to look at. You don't even really need to open it, so something like that is always very cool. Right on. So, does anybody want to talk about some of the ones that we got here? Just kind of mention some of the highlights that you got.
I so regret not getting that Ravage. It's on my desire list, but my figure budget is not what it once was. But I totally agree with that. Origins Bumblebee. That is such a great figure.
Yeah, I really like that one. Which is why I paid almost double what it's worth.
In the model kit one, did you say it was the Action Optimus Primal?
I did.
Because that's not a model kit. That was one of the figures.
Nah.
Okay. I was like when you said it, I was like, wait a minute. If that was a model kit, I would have bought it.
They didn't they do it? They did a primal on them off of that though, right? That was first, and then they did the action one.
I think they converted it. It was originally going to be a model kit, and they changed it.
Yeah, they were originally going to do models for like I think all 3 of the Beast primals, and then they converted the regular primal to action, and now Leo Convoy is going to be a model. So I don't know.
Next year, it'll just be a Flame Toys category.
He didn't win anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I was just
step in to help me.
I didn't know. I'll help next year.
You better.
I will. I love doing this. I love making PowerPoints and collecting data. That's my day job.
Oh, you're volunteering to do the PowerPoint next year?
Oh my God.
Oh, if you want me to do it, I'll do it. I love making PowerPoints.
There's somebody that has been requesting that we start taking these notes down from this beginning of January so that this is not difficult, and it has not started yet. And it has been like 8 years. So we have not been doing this properly for 8 years. And so it becomes a race against the clock in December to get this fixed. And so you're hired. We don't care what you want. You're hired.
Okay.
As long as what you want is nothing.
How about just a thank you? That's all I need.
We can get you a guest host spot on a relatively unknown podcast.
I think I can live with that.
At some point, with your power, I want you to say PowerPoint.
Do your best, Harrison Ford. He's a PowerPoint.
Oh, I don't know if I can, but I got time to work on it. I got time.
All right, Charles, do you want to take the open-ended questions that we have before I go into third-party stuff?
Sure, I can do that. So
give my voice a rest.
All right. So we've got we ask these questions every year to just get what people's opinions are on what they'd like to see Hasbro do in the future. You know, these are we don't send these to Hasbro. I mean, I don't know if Hasbro is paying attention to these surveys, but we're curious to see what you guys think. And we see some trends every year. So the question we ask which character would you like to see get the masterpiece treatment? So every year it seems that Jazz is a very popular choice for that. Like since this is open-ended, people can type. Yeah. People can type whatever they want. So these categories do get more spread out. I mean, we've got over 200 entries and Jazz had 24 votes, but those 24, he had, the most by a mile out of all the entries put in there. So people want Jazz and people consistently want Jazz every year. And
look at the Studio Series. Jazz won that.
People
want a good Jazz figure.
They got their good Jazz figures in the Studio Series line. Now move on. We're done.
Yeah, I mean, Takara avoids Masterpiece Jazz every year for some reason. They're like, it's like they're well, I don't know. All right. Next, now we've got the new Generations line Legacy coming out starting this year. So this is the successor to the War for Cybertron trilogy. Now that that trilogy is over, we're going to this Legacy line, which is again more of a kind of a pulling from all generations of Transformers, hopefully. And so we asked, which figure are you most looking forward to from Legacy? And this was surprising for me, but maybe it's not surprising for Jeremy. The highest choice was the G2 Laser Rod Optimus Prime. A lot of people were interested in that figure. And specifically, some people even said G2 Laser Optimus Prime in the Scourge redeco. So people were...
They know what's up.
So
they got taste.
Yeah. we have a very cultured audience here.
And now, on the flip side of the coin, which figure do you think was the worst of 2021? And this one had a lot more agreement than the picks for the what people want to see. People don't agree on what they want, but they do agree on what they didn't like this year. And with 71 votes out of 205 responses, that War for Cybertron Kingdom tracks. People were like, that's a stinker. People were not impressed with tracks. Particularly people called out the quality control, the terrible legs. Not a fan of tracks.
Yeah, he deserved better.
When I saw that, I was like, it didn't surprise me, but I mean, just with the comments like that, like the quality control and stuff, it wasn't just they didn't like the character. They were just like, this is just not Hasbro's best work.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just hate the transformation for the legs. Like, it's not the quality control because my legs are fine, but like the transformation is just bad. I don't like it at all. Ugh.
And next, so there is this. They're asking now. We asked about masterpiece treatment. Now we ask if there's a character that you're waiting for a mainline release of. So this would be currently in the legacy line, but whatever the current generations line is, would you like what would you like to come see there? And this is another figure that it's one that came out of the comics. Recently got put onto Cyberverse. So there's hope. Maybe, I mean, with it getting a little bit more prominence, we always thought this would be difficult to do just because of the mature nature of this figure. But yeah, Tarn with 14 votes, that was the most numerous votes for mainline release of Tarn. So formerly the head of the Decepticon Justice Division, then the perfect Decepticon in Cyberverse. So maybe there's a chance. I mean, maybe in Legacy there will be a Tarn figure with a removable Decepticon faceplate.
Hasn't that been like consistent the past few years for the survey? Also, as everybody wants a Tarn figure in the main line.
I think so.
I feel like that's like a Jazz where everybody that's like one that everybody just wants. But
I think that was a category that I saw a few scrounges in the list. So I appreciate 2 or 3 people that put that in.
But Scrounge does have a mainline figure. He came with Computron.
One.
No.
that was a repaint of Cosmo.
Yeah. And you couldn't buy that unless you bought the Computron box set. Right. I'm not buying the Computron box set just for Scrounge.
I am still Scroungeless.
If I ever buy the Computron box set, Jeremy, you can have the Scrounge.
Thanks.
All right. And just another question before we go on to third party. This is a general question about how many Transformers figures do you own? So the server respondents put in there. And so the average, I mean, there's a big range here because people could put in whatever number they want, but the range, the average was 262 figures. The median was 113. And then the most numerous response that most people put in was 100. So about most people have about 100 figures on their shelf, which you're all pretty hardcore collectors out there. That's a lot of figures. One person put 10 billion figures. We threw that answer out because that messes up all the averages.
And no one has Hasbro themselves.
John Hasbro.
John Hasbro.
I think I'm above average then.
I think you are, Daryl. I think you are. In this one thing, you are.
Oh. Damn. Oh.
And with that, I'll hand it back to you for third party figures.
Okay. Here I go.
Daryl logs off. He's done.
Let's see here. There was one more. There was one here that you didn't mention, because there was a question. Do you like where Titan class appears to be headed? This was one that I kind of gave 4 different answers. The first one was yes, give me huge chunky robots. I want them all. Second choice was kind of. I don't create new characters from existing large items just to fit them in the Titan class. Third one was not really. I'd prefer if they started reissuing some of the earlier Titans that are impossible to find now. And the fourth one was no, they did all the ones I wanted and my collection can't handle anymore. So the one that won this one was with almost 52% of the vote was yes, give me huge chunky robots. I want them all. So just keep issuing, make huge robots. People will buy them. So that's great. They may not win the category that they're in this particular survey, but people will buy them. So that's great. I really like that. A couple other questions here that didn't get answered in the open-ended ones. Do you tend to open your figures or leave them sealed? And this one was answered very resoundingly. I open them. So 83% of the people open their figures. So the only other one that there was only one person that answered I leave them sealed. But the remaining percentage answered a little from column A and a little from column B.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
The other one I wanted to, I have a couple here. So I wanted to address the HasLab Victory Saber project on this survey, and we're going to touch on some feedback that we got in the at the end of the show. But I wanted to mention this here. I'm not going to mention any of the feedback that we got pertaining to these particular questions because I wrote these questions at the very last minute, and I apparently did not give enough options for responses. So I apologize for that. But I will read the questions as they are listed here. So, did you back the HasLab Victory Saber project? The answers that I gave were hell yes, looks amazing, and I'm counting the days until it arrives. Option 2, yep. But if the quality isn't good enough, I'll sell it right away. Option 3, yeah, but I only really bought it for its investment potential. Option 4, no, I bought Unicron and didn't like it, so I skipped Victory Saber. And option 5, no way, these HasLab projects are a scam, just Hasbro trying to grab more of my money. So,
isn't that
this
the point of a business?
Well, yes, but I mean, the option was maybe put it out to the store or something like that.
Right.
So I could have put a lot more options in here. There was a lot of feedback about this particular question, and that, the reason that they did get or did back the project or didn't back the project wasn't in these 5 options. So they chose not to answer this question, and I'm fine with that. You didn't have to answer this question. If future projects or future questions regarding HasLab or anything like that, I'll try and give more options. I apologize for not
do a yes,
doing
no,
that.
And then leave an open-ended for comment.
Yeah, I could do that. So what we got here as a response for this one winning this topic, our question was 43% was hell yes, looks amazing, and I'm counting the days till it arrives. Second place though, 37% was no way. They're a scam. So make of that what you will. It almost seems pretty split on what the fandom kind of wants for that. Now the next one here is an open-ended question that I do not believe got a Charles approved answer. So I don't know whether he did one. This is the what do you hope will be the next Transformers HasLab project? Charles, did you mention or manage to get an answer for this one?
I did. I missed that one. I did not scan that one. Sorry.
All right. All righty. Well, we will come back to that one then. Maybe there's a chance he can get it done while we are recording.
You're putting a lot of pressure on me here.
I mean, we're live, so
you're a doctor. You can do that.
This is payback for that comment, the above average comment.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to take us into third-party toys, and then we'll circle back if Charles is really a talented doctor or not.
Going on mute.
So, third-party Transformers. This is one that you didn't have to answer. A lot of people are opinionated on whether or not they believe that these are legitimate or not, or worthy of being called Transformers toys. First of all, they exist, so I will buy them and I will enjoy them if I can. So best third-party figure. You were able to pick 5 out of this list. There were a lot to pick from, so we were basically looking for the one here that everyone kind of liked, and winning this category with 47.5%. This was Mastermind Creations R48 Optus Pexus. They're Optimus Prime, and I have one. Where is he? Right there. He's way back there. Fantastic figure. Well done. I'm very happy that everyone voted the way they did. This is a really great figure. I'm going to mention the second place figure that come in. This was 40% of the vote. This is Fans Hobby MB-15 Naval Commander. That's the Armada Supermode Optimus Prime. Another very awesome figure. And then third place with 35.9% of the vote, Fans Toys Robot Paradise RP01 Acoustic Wave Soundwave. That shocked me that it came in third. So, well done for the other two for beating a Fans Toys figure. Those are usually shoe-ins. But yeah. So well done to Opsis Pexus. Great figure. So a divide that we did starting last year was to take the Legends class figures in third party and give them their own category. I'm glad we did, because holy shit, these things got their own. They took on a life of their own this year, and there was a whole whack of stuff to go through. So there are only a couple of figures that really jumped out this year, though. But there was an awful lot to make sure that there were in the that were listed. So the best Legends class figure from the third party category, taking it with 29.2% of the vote. So the votes were spread pretty far. This was Iron Factory's IF-EX44 City Commander Final Battle Armor. That's the IDW Ultra Magnus figure. And that one took... I am?
No, I got the wrong label on here. The right picture.
Oh, okay. That's fine. And then so that one took the win here. I'm going to we've got the second place figure is the one that got 22.5% of the vote, and that was Dr. Wu's DWP51 Chatter. That's its Squawk Box. And then third place was 19.1% of the vote was the New Age H27 David, their Optimus Prime figure. And I think that thing's been repainted 47 times now. So
I think we just talked about it a week or two ago.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, there's a lot of them out there. Very cool. Moving on to the best third-party exclusive figure of 2021. This one was a weird one because there was no conventions. There was one convention that actually took place, and then there was the TFCon Baltimore that had an online one go up. So it was TFCon Baltimore, but it only had one physical figure for it. So the figures that you could pick, there was only 4. TFCon Baltimore 2021, the New Age H9B Microman Megatron, Pistolonics, I think is what they called him. Then you had TFCon Toronto 2021, X Transbox MX, IX Ono, that's the Diaclone Hoist, TFCon Toronto's Ocular Max Perfection Series, PS09 Imp, that's Hellion Imp, the Glyph figure. And then you had TFCon Toronto's 2021 Ocular Max Remix Series RMX-06CO Ferverin, Riot Convert 2-pack. It's the Rumble and Frenzy. And I believe, I don't remember exactly. Maybe they were clear. I don't think they were clear, but I don't remember them exactly. Anyway, the question that I had going into this is whether I actually include Hellion Imp and Fervor and Remix in this list because they weren't actually at the convention. You had to get them after the fact because of border restrictions. They couldn't actually get to the damn show. So I didn't want a category with only 2 figures in it. Previous years, this category is just jammed. So I just put them in here just to fill out the category. But the winner of this category with 44.7% of the vote was TFCon Baltimore's 2021 New Age Pistolonics Microman Megatron figure. And that's a very cool looking figure. I have the regular version of it, and it's a cool Megatron. Yeah, very cool. Right on. All right, let's check in with Charles. Charles, how you doing?
I have an answer for you.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Fantastic. Why don't you tell me and tell everyone what do they hope will be the next Transformers HasLab project?
So we got pretty much two answers that were at the top of the heap. At the very top, it looks like with about close to 20 out of the 200 or so entries, Primus. So Primus, and also I saw the planet Cybertron, so I kind of counted that towards Primus as well. But it looks like that was the most numerous answer. But then a close second was Deathsaurus, and particularly some people said Deathsaurus since we have Victory Saber. So looks like those two were the top vote getters for that. So you want
very cool.
A huge figure with Primus, I guess, to match your HasLab Unicron, and then another Japanese figure with Deathsaurus to match your Victory Saber.
Very cool. I mean, having a Cybertron to go with the Unicron would be very cool.
They could reuse a lot of the engineering.
They could. It'd be neat. But I think looking at it, I think I'd probably want a Deathsaurus first with having Victory Leo. Victory Saber coming. I want to see both of those guys being able to stand next to each other and just look awesome. Plus the price point would be much easier to get into. Kind of selfishly on that one.
I mean, along with the fact that Victory Saber funded itself a lot faster than Unicron did too, because it's an easier pill for people to swallow.
Right.
Hell yeah. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, very cool. Right on. Well, thanks, Charles. Now, do we have results for the third party open-ended questions?
Yes, we do. This is not as clear. So really, this was very spread out, and we had pretty much a 5-way tie, and the tie was not very each of these figures got just 4 votes. So there was 163 total votes for this, what you would like to see done by a third party. And each of these top answers only had 4 votes each, but they're interesting. So these 5 winners, I guess, were Computron, Double Dealer, Wheeljack, Lyle Kaiser, and Brainstorm. So not really a consistent category. They're spanning lots. We've got a Headmaster, we've got a Combiner, we've got a Power Master, we've got a G1 character, like a G1 Season 1 character first, and we've got a Japanese character who is already getting a HasLab figure, I guess. So or no, I'm sorry. Leo Kaiser is that's another Combiner, isn't it? That's a
it is.
Japanese Combiner. Mixing that up with Victory Leo.
And there is a third party version of Leo Kaiser already, but there are issues with it, but it would be nice to get a couple others.
There's a third party Computron as well. So
I think there's 2, aren't there?
I think there's 2. Yeah.
And Double Dealer's getting a third party figure. Fans Hobby's working on one.
Oh, cool. Right on.
I think Wheeljack's the only one that I don't think any third party aside from Legends have ever done one.
Yeah, that is a weird one. You think about it, like why has Wheeljack been kind of left on his own there?
I mean, his masterpiece figure is pretty great, and
it's good. Yeah,
and it's also good. It was really early, and it's fairly cheap even now because I think they re-released it a couple years ago with the animation colors.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So.
It was the first masterpiece figure. Fun fact that we talked about on this show. So when Transmissions first started, the first masterpiece that they announced in prototype was Wheeljack.
Yeah.
And then we picked one up at TFCon Chicago. Jeremy and I went to.
Mm-hmm.
We got it for cheap at TFCon Chicago. That's the first TFCon Chicago that year.
Nice.
Yep. No, I got
a little bit of Transmissions history.
Yeah. And I got the Dr. Wu. I think it was Dr. Wu Alan kit to give him the transparent.
The ears.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever they are. Yeah. And Brainstorm hasn't had a third party figure, I don't think.
He had one. Fans Project did one.
Did they?
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yeah. It's been a while. Yeah. It's been a long time. Fans Project one is very good. It's just Fans Project.
And it's chug scale too, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I need Make Toys to finish them up. I need the highbrow and I need the Brainstorm. Like, come on.
Sure. You need a lot more to get Make Toys to come back to life, I think.
I know. And I'm very upset. But
anyway, we got some more questions here just to finish off the toy show here. We had one question here. If Masterpiece figure was released and you owned a third-party version of the same character, would you replace it? You have no idea how many times I reworded that question to make it sound like I wasn't babbling or it needed to make sense. So you had 5 answers. The top one was automatically, without a hesitation. Likely, the Masterpiece is official and I would rather have an official version. Third one was maybe I'd like to be able to see the Masterpiece in hand first to judge whether it's worth making the change. The fourth one, not likely. Official or not, I bought my third-party one because I like it. This new MP one would have to be amazing. And the fifth, no, absolutely not. And the winner with almost 50% of the vote would be the maybe I'd like to see the Masterpiece in hand to judge whether it's worth making the change. So generally just, 50-50, almost not worth asking the question.
If you like it, you like it.
Yep. Now, the next question is another open-ended one. Could throw it back to Charles. This is out of all the figures you own, mainline or third party, which do you consider the most valuable?
Didn't do this one either.
Yeah.
There is no way there is a concise answer on this one.
This is one that I just, I put in here just to see what people kind of put on their most valuable list. There were some interesting results. I know that some people have some really valuable Diaclone stuff. A lot of the answers on here that I see in just the first few, answers on the sheet, are HasLab Unicron, and it's climbed up in value quite a bit, right? A lot of masterpiece stuff here. G1 complete G1 Jetfire is on here. Some stuff that a lot of people put on their grails that they've been able to find to get over the years, and those are kind of almost irreplaceable to them, right? Maybe not monetary value, but they're just worth it to them to keep. So and that's cool. There really is no concise answer to that. It's just a fun question just to ask. Next question is, which is your favorite third-party company? And I listed a bunch, like every single one on here that I could think of. And the one that kind of took the cake on this one, 26.8% of the vote, Mastermind Creations / Ocular Max.
Another one that seems to be every year.
Yeah.
With second place with 12.6%, Fans Toys. And with 8.9%, a new challenger has entered the top 3, New Age. So there you go. Just to close out the toy survey, I asked another question that's been around since the beginning. Do you purchase Transformers toys online? And it was a simple yes or no. 99.1% of the respondents answered yes.
And one guy is driving around cross country looking for toys.
Two people answered no. So
some people really love the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah. And then I think it's the last. No, yes, it is the last toy question. Which sites do you use? And I just had check all that apply. So this is just to see where people shop, and and that's what sites work really well. And the winner, with no real surprise on this one, with 78.3%, Amazon. If you take Amazon out of the equation and go to just like Transformer, toy stores or something like that, with 65% or 65.7%, Big Bad Toy Store took it. Then in second or third place, Hasbro Pulse, and then coming up after that, Walmart. Then TF Source.
No surprises there.
Wow. No, if you take the major online sites out of it, then you've got your big 3.
Hasbro Pulse has I guess that's a smart business decision to cut out the middleman and put really push their own online store.
Yeah,
I mean, we kind of criticized when they dropped Hasbro Toy Shop and redid everything as Hasbro Pulse, but I think it's been pretty good overall, even though they haven't fixed the Canadian shipping.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, but that's it. That's all the toy questions, and then we've got a little bit of feedback, so I'm going to hand it over to Charles and Jeremy to kind of take us through the feedback.
Well, wait a minute, Daryl.
What?
I think it might be time for giving away another prize, though, before we do the feedback. So, you just went through third-party stuff. I've got a third-party figure here that we've been itching to give away. So this is Vexo Prominion. The Batwing Batman Transformer turns into a Batwing there. You can see how it's Batman in robot mode, and then the Batwing flying vehicle. And there, Daryl has got his opened. This is a sealed one that a lucky winner of respondent of the survey is going to get. And you can see it's right here.
Me.
Vexo.
Oh my god.
You don't want to get sued?
Someone should
All
do a
right.
stop motion, like 66 Batman with that.
Just get all the bams and the zaps and the zops.
All right, Jeremy. So you could have Alexa, or I should say computer, give us another random number between 1 and 155. In the unlikely event that we pick 108 again, Lego Dude, I'm sorry, you're not getting 2 prizes. We're just going to keep drawing until we get a different person. So Lego Dude, you got your prize. You're not getting the next prize. Sorry. But go ahead.
Right. What was the high number?
155. 1 and 155.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 155.
Here's a number between 1 and 155. It's 79.
79. Okay. That is Inferno Frenzy. Congratulations, Inferno Frenzy. Nice. We will be contacting you, and you will be getting this. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's Frenzy. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, that guy. That one.
We got a Joker here.
Congratulations.
A Joker to go with Batman.
Congratulations. It's a very cool figure, and it's worth quite a bit right now. So well done.
All right, we will finish up the show with some feedback. And this is feedback taken from our survey. So we're going to go through just a couple of choice comments. Thank you to everyone who left some good comments in the survey. There was a lot of good stuff. We really appreciate it. And we do get some good suggestions, and sometimes we do incorporate them into the show. So thanks for sending them in. All right, should I just go through and read them?
If you want to split them up, we can go back and forth.
Okay.
I feel like I haven't done anything yet today.
Jeremy, I'll let you take the first one, then we can alternate.
Okay. This is from Indie Prime. Says, you guys are doing great. Love the new cast of guests that you're including, and that you're including more female voices. Thanks for putting the survey together again. It's always nice to reflect on the year and reaffirm my passion for the hobby by looking back on what I have been invested or interested in. I'm very excited about what's going to be happening with Transformers comics after IDW. Hopefully you can get access to some of the talent who will be working on the next iteration of the comic and do some interviews with them. It would also be cool to do some post-mortem appreciation interviews with some IDW alum who you haven't already interviewed a lot already. Have a great 2022, guys and gals.
Thanks, Indie Prime. And I recognize you. You're a regular listener, so thanks for sticking with us.
Mm-hmm. And all right, I think we would definitely be looking to talk to anyone that's going to be working on the comics going forward, but also there are so many of the new creators that we haven't talked to yet. So, it'd be nice to get more of them on as well.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Okay. Next it comes from Can you slide? I think huh?
Oh, can you slide?
Yes. I did it again. Can you slide? I think having an expanded presence about actually collecting and having individuals that purchase more than the occasional figure would be helpful. Maybe a rotation of additional hosts that have a larger presence in the collecting community might be good. So, Daryl, you're not enough for him.
I try. And we got Dr. Pants now. I mean,
I buy more than the
occasion.
occasion. I buy more than the occasional, but like,
The comics you guys are doing upstairs here is not cutting it. It's
you got to come on, shell out that Patreon money, pick up some figures.
Yeah.
I'm sure the listeners would appreciate us spending all our Patreon money on more figures for us.
It's for research.
All right. Next, we have Nathan, who just says, "Love trips to the store, or love trips to the store on YouTube." Thanks. So, good job, Daryl.
I pulled this one because it's Nathan. Nathan's the one that watches us on YouTube.
Right.
Oh,
that's great.
The one guy.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
Thanks,
as
Nathan.
of right now, we got 9 people watching. So.
Wow.
Whoa. I've never had such a big audience.
And next comes from Ron G. And they say, any chance you can give out a monthly draw prize other than toy hacks? LOL, I get frustrated with applying really tiny stickers. Maybe. I mean, we do have some prizes built up in the prize closet, so maybe that's something we can think about. I don't know if it'll be monthly, but
Yeah,
we definitely have some. Yeah, we definitely have some prizes that we can give away. So let's make that a New Year's 2020 New Year's resolution 2022 in March of 2022 that we'll try to get some more prizes out this year.
The new year can be whenever you want it to be.
Right.
Chinese New Year.
That was
only that. Yeah. Okay.
Beginning of February, I think.
Yeah. That was only a few weeks ago instead of 2 months ago.
Okay. But we do greatly appreciate Toy Hacks for donating the $10 gift card or gift codes. That's been amazing.
I love putting on tiny stickers. I think it's really relaxing. Am I crazy?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Next we have Derek, or number one Derek. Says you guys really need to involve more third-party discussions. More and more of the fandom are leaning towards third-party figures because Hasbro just does not listen to their fans. Hasbro Masterpiece figures are overpriced, and that was before the pandemic. That's it. Really enjoying the show otherwise. If we had done a normal show this week, we would have mentioned that Hasbro did admit that they listened to feedback and they're re-releasing the Galvatron figure without the like siege dirt stuff on it, and little baby steps.
Yeah.
But why did it have the dirt on there to begin with? It wasn't even a siege figure. It was a kingdom. None of them had it except him.
I've never been a fan of the battle damage dirt stuff. I don't know.
But yeah,
we do
Masterpieces way overpriced.
Oh God,
we do try to get more of the third party discussion going on. What Charles and Jeremy are comic guys. It's kicking a dead horse here on this one, Derek. I mean, you guys, you've been listening to us forever. They try to get me to watch Beast Wars. It's not going to happen.
We talk about third-party figures with you, Daryl. We talk
they do.
I talk
about it.
I'll talk Beast Wars with you all the time. I'm just not going to subject my eyeballs to the show.
To something amazing? To something beautiful? What is wrong with you, Daryl?
That's what happens when you buy your spot as a number one Beast Wars fan on the podcast.
Why do you hate joy?
It's for sale.
Would it help when we make you watch a Beast Wars show if we made you watch it on a tube TV? So it's as it was originally intended.
Can we get a tube TV?
I still have one.
Yeah, I have one too.
No, okay.
I don't know if it works.
I got rid of the
massive.
Only if you can bring me back in time to the mid 90s.
If we can take you back to the mid 90s, I want to go with them because I miss the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, before we move on, I want to mention Derek is the lovely voice you hear going into and out of trips to the store each week, and also at the end of the show. So he does the great Victor Crowley impersonation that we really love what he's been doing.
Yes. Yep. You think Charles has a sultry voice? Number one, Derek he's got a voice that makes me question my sexuality.
Wow.
I was going to say it's a good voice, but damn, Daryl.
Daryl's got a man crush, or maybe just a crush.
Give me a call, Derek. Let's find out.
Wow. Okay. And last comment comes from one of our very good listeners, a longtime supporter, Patreon person, Donatreon, Third Sergio. We've hung out with him a lot on at different TF cons. He's he's before the pandemic, he was coming out to almost every TF con Toronto, so we'd see him there. And
he's the best.
He's such a cool dude. So, and he's on our Discord all the time too. So yeah. Third Sergio, you're great. And he comments, y'all continue to amaze and are some of the hardest working folks I know. Thanks for consistently putting out great shows and making the pandemic a hell of a lot easier to get through. Love y'all and stay safe. We love you too, Sergio. Yeah. Thanks.
I'm convinced he threw I'm convinced he threw the y'alls in there for Jeremy.
I appreciate it.
I use y'all too, so like it's all right. I like it.
The best word.
Yeah, y'all is gets out there, gets in throughout the states. In Pittsburgh, the yins is more popular here, but I didn't grow up in Pittsburgh, so I'm still more likely to use y'all.
Yin, like are yin?
Yeah, Y-I-N-Z. Yins.
It's a weird one. That one's a really weird, like
for what? What words are you combining?
In place of y'all.
It's like you know how you have youngins? It's like Ewins.
What?
You can have youngins and you can have Ewins.
It's Pittsburghese. Don't try to figure it out.
This is ridiculous. Okay. All right. You guys can't make fun of me for Kijiji anymore. What
the hell is Kijiji?
No. No, you can't.
No, I'm not making fun of it. I want to know what it means.
It's the Canadian Craigslist.
We did talk about this before.
Is called. Yeah.
I'm sorry. We did make fun. Not make fun of it. Oh crap. We did talk about this before. Whoops.
Awesome. Well, I think with that, we're going to wrap up this episode of Transmissions. This has been an awesome way to wrap up the survey, show off the best of 2021. Congratulations to the prize winners. We do have one more prize to give away. We're going to do that in alt mode because it is a media prize pack. So I think it's more appropriate for alt mode. So stay tuned for that in a couple of days when alt mode goes up and we do the survey results for the best comics of 2022. So you look forward to that. And Dr. Pants, thanks for joining us this week. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find your stuff online, particularly Nerdstradamus?
Well, thank you everyone for having me again. You can find me and my fellow nerds on the Nerdstradamus YouTube channel. That's where we put out most of our stuff. We do short videos, we do longer videos, we do music video covers. We stream, and actually this week on Friday, Lambo, my co-host, and I will be streaming our Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke. It is one of the hardest, dumbest things we've ever done. Please tune in for that. And on Saturday, we're actually going to be live on YouTube, me and 3 other people. We're going to be opening cards. We're going to be doing a trading card opening stream, so please tune in live for that. And also, one last thing, talked about doing it last year, but With March coming up, it's March Madness on Nerdstradamus. We talk about giant robots for a month, and my co-host Lambo and I are putting out a special cover for all the Transformers fans, and I know Daryl will love it. We're covering the Beast Wars theme. And I'm doing the vocals.
Are you going to do a Canadian version?
Vocals?
The Beast Wars theme has
Beast Wars.
Yeah, it's literally that. It's literally that. But I can't sing, but I can yell Beast Wars, so I get to be in the song.
So record a track where you just say Beasties. Give that to Daryl.
Beasties. And we used some of my collection for the footage for the music video. So that should be out, if not this week, next week. So there you go.
All right.
Crazy bastard. You did it. You actually did it.
Would have liked to have done it last year for the anniversary, but I mean, it's still an anniversary, but it's not a round number.
Close enough.
Mm.
And of course, before we end the show, we give a shout out to our masterpiece donatrons, because you guys contribute at the highest level on our Patreon. So thank you so much to John 4X Levengood, Dinobot Maximize, Demon Tech 82, and Curtis Akan. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate the support. And that will do it for this episode of Transmissions. Thanks everyone for watching and listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool Transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our Transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.